Edge, taken.
Well, we got Edge.
He's gone for that one, and oh, what a catch! That is a magnificent way to bring up his 600. Oh, what a catch! Stop! Cullum has just smashed that.
Wow, that is out of here. There it is, big win for New Zealand.
Welcome to the capital. It was a magnificent day for Game 1 between New Zealand and the West Indies in this National Bank Series. We couldn't ask for much more. It's a beautiful pitch surface, I can tell you out there. In fact, it's the last man-made one by Trevor Jackson out in the middle. In the future, they're going to grow them here at the stadium, transport them out like they do in other grounds around New Zealand. Stephen Fleming in charge for the Black Caps today, of course, and he has won the toss and decided to bat first. And this is the side they've named with one surprise, Lou Vincent, not in the starting side at all. Jamie Howe and Astle to open, Fleming at 3, Fulton, Hamish Marshall, Styris, McCullum, Vittori, Franklin, the emphasis on him now, Shane Bond, Michael Mason, and Jetan Patel is the super sub for the West Indies. They are able to welcome back Naresh Sarwan, who was not available in the 2020 game. Gale and Ganga at the top with Morton. Hines has recovered from injury. Chanderpaul, the skipper. Dwayne Smith, Ramden, Bradshaw, Fidel Edwards, Jerome Taylor with the bowlers, and their leg spinner, Raul Lewis, is their super sub. No Dwayne Bravo today. Okay, let's get straight upstairs for the first action of Game 1. Tony Akosia is there alongside Mark Richardson.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ian Smith. And it is a lovely day here, as you said, Caribbean-like weather, and the West Indies in the field with the opening batsman out there already for New Zealand, and Fidel Edwards will have his first bowl for the West Indies on this tour. Didn't play in the 2020 International at Eden Park the other night. He's the fastest of the West Indies bowlers. He hasn't had much experience in one-day internationals, but that best of 6 for 22 was on debut against Zimbabwe in Harare back in 2003. A lot of these West Indies players have not played one-day internationals since the home series against Pakistan back in June, July. And it's a new experience in New Zealand for the majority of them as well. Nathan Astle, well, no new experience for him. He's one of the most experienced of the New Zealand batsmen. Jamie Howe in strike. He's a new player. He'll have the first ball. Edwards to Howe. And he starts with a wide. Not a good start here for Fidel Edwards. Just perhaps a little bit anxious to get a feel of things. Would have been a third slip catch, instead it's 4. Just wonder, in the early stages of a one-day international, why the captains don't attack more.
We often see it with the Australians, don't you? They use 3 slips, trust their bowlers, back the lines of their bowlers. This was a good delivery. It was quick, 141k.
It's gone for 4 wides. He's given it byes. And signals over the shoulder. It's aggressive stuff here, but perhaps not what's wanted.
Well, the result was what New Zealand wanted. They wanted a boundary. Howe wanted it off the middle of the bat. He didn't get it.
Down the ground and hammered away. So a boundary, typical Astle stroke. How many times during his long career have you seen that?
It doesn't take Astle long before he gets fed up with line and length and wants to get the boundaries going. And this is his go-to. The charge, the down the wicket, a little bit away to the leg side, frees his arms up and his hands up to hit through the line of the ball, and he does it so well.
Gone away, could be off the pad, didn't go down very quickly to the boundary. No, it's come off the bat. Judging by how slowly it went to the boundary, the impression was the pad.
Could be off the gloves. So Astle will get the runs credited to him. He'll be thankful for that. Oh, I don't know. A bit of glove and thigh pad. Disappointing for the bowler. Disappointing for his captain anyway to have that ball. It wasn't a great delivery. It was going down the leg side. Nestor just needed to get something on it. Kurtzen decided that it was glove.
That's a great shot. That's hammered away. So a couple of boundaries here. Came from the bat like a shot from a gun. Astle looking dangerous.
This is right into Astle's strength. Just short of a good length outside off stump. And he doesn't need a second invitation to whack that one away behind point for 4.
And that will get Jamie Howe underway. That is a sensational pull shot first up.
And again, we were talking about the strength of Jamie Howe earlier on in the last over that Bradshaw bowled. But here, Taylor dropping short, and Jamie Howe is extremely strong in that area. And we were talking about a strike rate. Just a boundary like this, new bowler coming on, try and get on top of the inexperience.
Oh boy, that's hit like a bullet into the fence.
Yeah, he continues to whack those ones through square leg, and excellent shot, beautifully timed, and he is so strong there. It's gone like a bullet.
Well, this partnership, you can put in a tick in the column along this side, this effort, because they're 50 up inside 11 overs, which is an excellent start. Jamie Howe's just starting to pick up the pace a wee bit. He's got the opportunity to bat for a long time today now that he's set. It's a missing leg stump. I don't think that's a problem for Rudy Kurtzen, really.
And both these batsmen have complemented each other. Whilst one's played himself in, the other one has been scoring almost at a strike rate of 100. Nathan Astle, 20 runs from 21 balls, and Jamie Howe, he's had the lion's share of the strike. But now it's up to him to make sure that he's got in, so he has to continue on. So most teams at the moment, Stockley, they look to try and score around about 100 off the 20 over mark.
Oh, they'll go for 4 as well. Very fortuitous. It was a nice delivery. It was full, it was straight, it was quick, and it's 4. Cruel game. It's 54 for none. Oh boy. That's a terrific shot from Jamie Howe. He was growing all the time.
It looks like he's starting to pick the pace of this wicket, and you'll see here, good length delivery. Jamie Howe. You'll see here, look, he just clears that front leg ever so slightly to allow himself a fraction more room to be able to swing the bat through.
Straight down the ground, and that'll run away for 4. They won't be hauling that one back, the West Indies. 2 terrific straight drives, and Jamie Howe is starting to score all around the ground.
Yeah, and these deliveries aren't particularly full. That's on the up and hit with wonderful timing. A great base. Just heading through the line of the delivery.
Down the ground. Doesn't quite get it as he might have liked, but it still makes the boundary. Plenty of summer in that stroke.
Good enough though, Jerry, wasn't it? He's getting into his work now, Nathan Astle. 28 off just the 30 deliveries. And what's most impressive for me is Nathan Astle playing big shots down the ground. You know he's approaching his better form when he's hitting the ball in the V, big and straight.
Threads it through the offside for another boundary. Consecutive boundaries for Astle.
Beautiful batting this too. This was all about timing. We know he's strong through that part of the ground.
Well, we've seen 2 bold strokes square. This one's in front of square as well. It's a good stroke, Howe.
Oh, I've seen a few now. He is a very good puller of the cricket ball, Jamie Howe. We saw that in Queenstown on debut. He's very instinctive. He gets into position very quickly. Good weight transfer. That wasn't right out of the middle. In fact, it was more of a bottom edge, but he looked to play it hard.
That's well played. Worked it away behind square, gets a single for it, and will acknowledge the applause of his teammates and the crowd here. It's been a good start to Jamie Howe's international career.
Jamie Howe is 51 and he's on strike.
And facing Dwayne Smith. Spanked away, down to mid-wicket. That's a violent shot. The intent there was to punish it, and he certainly did.
Well, that's a shot of a teammate of his at the Central Stags. Young bloke by the name of Ross Taylor. You may or may not see something of at some stage, Tony, but if you do, you'll see that. It's pretty unorthodox. It's a front foot pull shot, really, quite straight, just past the whitish mid-on. It's a hard shot to play. It's a hard one to set a field to.
Beautifully bowled. Very confident appeal. May just be sliding down leg side. West Indies certainly felt that it was worth the shot which it got. Ooh.
Well, it ain't going down leg side, Tony, I promise you that. If anything, he might have decided that either one, it didn't hit his foot. In other words, the bat hit the foot and it hit flush off the pad, but that's wrong. Yeah, wondered about today.
Banged away to reach all the way to the boundary. Another clubbing shot. That raises Nathan Astle's half century. He's done that several times before, raise his bat in his long career. He's followed Jamie Howe. Now both openers have got 50. Just 58 deliveries. Howe has had more of the strike than he has.
And also with this blow, of course, that now is the new record for New Zealand for the first wicket against the West Indies. Currently stands at 123, so out goes Fleming, in comes Howe. So worried about the crowd a wee bit. There's a bit on in Wellington. Around the world boats have just arrived in port and they're down on display down just down the road actually, about half a kilometre, and there's plenty of activities around the waterfront. Such a nice day. I thought that people might not come too much to the cricket. I wouldn't say it's a massive crowd, but it's a very healthy one. Now, the power play can be taken at any time, but once you take it, you're committed to it for the next 4 to 5 or 5 overs, a 5 over block. You can take it in over number 46 if you like. That's the last point he can take it, because he has to have a 5 over block where he can only have 2 men outside the circle still. That's the dilemma he finds himself in. So if
I think he's sticking it now.
Okay, so that at least for Chanderpaul, it gets it out of the way, but it's a dangerous time and it means so much more on the shoulders of young Fidel Edwards.
3.5 minutes since the last ball was delivered. What a blow, what a blow. Just short of a length. Good pace, and Howe, well, they'll discover something about Jamie Howe at the moment, that he is a very good puller.
Well, it's almost off the front foot. You're looking at Howe almost looking to get forward there, and then he transfers the weight, the balance back to an upright position. But that is hit with immense power.
In the air, over the keeper, 4.
You feel for the bowler in this situation, and his reaction was to kick at the turf, Fidel Edwards, and you can just see there's a hint of anger in that face. There's nothing a captain can do here. You can't put fielders straight behind the wicketkeeper. That is just sheer bad luck on behalf of the bowling side, but the frustration of Edwards was clear to see.
Just look at it here. He was too quick onto Astle. Ball too close to Astle, perhaps not in the position to play the shot. But a boundary. That's where he wants to be more often than not. 136 without loss. little bit of frustration creeping in.
Well, Jamie Howe knows it's a power play. He knows there are only 2 men out. There's a man out wideish, deepish, long on, way down to the right here. So he's trying to hit boundaries. And it is a great battle, which Chris Gale is quite clearly winning. He wants to spank him out of the park, but singles have gone out. Bowl him. Beautiful. Just magnificent 5 deliveries from Chris Gale, where Jamie Howe was completely outthought, and that was the end product of a young fella trying to say, you can't take a power play now and get away with it, and Chris Gale says, watch me. That's the perfect length. Gale wins the battle. 66 for Howe. A good effort. 136 for 1.
Stephen Fleming comes in, the New Zealand captain, to join the other seasoned player in the side, Nathan Astle, with 136 on the board, just 1 wicket down, and one of the premier batsmen in world cricket coming into this situation. Very happy one for the New Zealand captain, but a superb spell by Chris Gale, just finished, capped off with that dismissal of Jamie Howe. Typical Chris Gale dismissal. Ball right up in the block hole for 5 consecutive deliveries. The batsman couldn't get away the first 4, and in his anxiety to get away the 5th, hit all over the top of it. First maiden of the over, of the innings. 136 for 1.
Chanderpaul has done a very good thing here. I've been questioning some of his captaincy today, but that's a magnificent cover drive. It's a terrific way to get off the mark, and it shows the class of Fleming. But he's put a first slip in because the ball is swinging away from the left-hander. And Edwards did the right thing in pitching it up, but Fleming just got the shot right. He could easily, early in his innings, have got an edge to that. And Chanderpaul has been proactive in putting Chris Gale at slip, which is a good move, and he's kept him there. He hasn't reacted by saying, well, that plan didn't work straight away. The ball is swinging. He's got to give his bowler a short chance at this.
Well, he's given that a wide, and that will disgruntle Phelan Edwards even more. Batsman went at it. That is a very, very vicious delivery. Confusion as to whether to go for the run. They eventually do. Well, you were mentioning, Smithy, that there are a number of New Zealanders who will say, hey, what kind of pace is this fella bowling at? This is a very difficult delivery. Ooh.
You very seldom see Stephen Fleming hit. In his long career, you very seldom see him hit because he stays still and he watches the ball.
And that's not a great effort at mid-off. Disappointment for the bowler. Fleming will pick up a rather soft boundary. Solid shot from Fleming. Beats the man. It was hit so well.
Always a danger period just after the drinks break. Danger from a batting point of view, certainly, but first ball, got the width. Stephen Fleming puts Bradshaw away, backward a point. It's a good start from the captain immediately following the break. They would have had a chat, Fleming and Astle, at the break. They would have set some targets. 18 overs to go. They'll be looking at certainly run a ball as an absolute minimum.
I like the looks of Fleming as a number 3, especially coming in after a good opening partnership, because I think at times his desire to go after the ball the way that the openers are expected to play.
Plenty of wickets in the bank, just one down. Oh, that's a good shot from Fleming. The fine legs up inside the circle. Bradshaw's erred. He's got into the skipper's pads and he's been dispatched. Top over, 2 boundaries off it for New Zealand. It's 185 for 1.
Not a great delivery with your man up there in the circle behind square on the leg side. Fleming really just helped himself. Went a little bit across his stumps. He's seen the ball well enough to just get enough bat on that and get it fine enough for, and you can see the bowler's disgusted.
Bit of width, Fleming encourages it and plays a good stroke. Bit of invention there, bit of summer in that stroke. 6 off the over, 205 for 1.
The New Zealand skipper hitting Lewis off his length there, giving himself just a bit of room, gets the balance back into the ball, which allows him to clip that behind point. You'll see here, look, he just goes back towards the ball. Initially went away from his stumps to show the bowler.
Here we go. He's gone leg side with the spin, and the boundary won't threaten that. That's taken about 5 or 6 rows up.
Yeah, great contact here, good option, hitting with the spin. And you'll see here just nicely towards the ball. Flick of the wrists, and again balance, always about balance. And that ball clearing the ropes quite comfortably. So pressure back on Lewis now. 6 off the first ball, not a great way to start your over.
On the cusp of 50 here, the New Zealand captain. There it goes, 50 for Fleming. Partnership now of 82 with Astle.
An excellent strike rate, 116 there. Just showing that he's keen to get on with it.
Here's Smith again. He goes over the man for a boundary. Another good start to another over.
Yeah, excellent option here. Bad ball from Smith. Looking for the Yorker. He's been very good in that area, but here just missing. And when you've got a man on 50, striking off 47 balls, then he's going to put that away. So good option from Stephen Fleming. Good execution. Picks out the area that's left vacant.
Well, we're into the 40th over here now. So the last 10 just about to begin. 224, exactly what New Zealand scored in the last match in 50 overs. In the air, out. Had to happen at some stage. It was going to be a very busy period of play, but the New Zealand captain's been dismissed.
Yeah, and an excellent innings for his team. You'll see here that Smith just rolls the fingers over this. Stephen Fleming in position to try and go over cover, but because of the lack of pace, he has to check the shot. It really does provide what looks an easy catch, and it is, but at the end of the day, it's good bowling. He's deceived the New Zealand captain, who was well set, and Stephen Fleming goes for a very well played 55 from only 48 balls. New Zealand 224 for 2.
Scott Styrus is the man on screen for you, because Stephen Fleming has just been dismissed. He's an experienced player. The average isn't good, folks. He should be better. He's a better player than that. Good strike rate, and can play big innings as well. Now he's now got 10 overs to bat. A little opportunity here, I think, for Styrus. He's here because Fleming just losing control of the bat. High full toss, gets away with it.
Talking about the fielding, Jerry, and just what's required, Naresh Sarwan, his ability to throw the ball at the moment. Just come back to some live action. As we see Nathan Astle dig that one out, and he's gone. Digging that one out from Smith. Bradshaw at mid-wicket. Astle not being able to get on top. The West Indians putting pressure on, and picking up the vital wicket of the person who's been keeping things going, Nathan Astle.
Well, you mentioned the provider, and he is gone here. He just picked out the man, sort of a mid-wicket area, straightish mid-wicket. Delight for Smith. He deserves that because he's bowled very nicely indeed. And so Astle is gone. It's been a great innings for 90. Anchored the innings through into the 42nd over, 234 for 3. Brendan McCullum is the new batsman for the Black Caps. He comes out with those figures behind him already. Very experienced player now. And of course, with the absence of my co-commentator, is going to play an increasingly important role in the New Zealand batting order. Here's Smith again. A little bit of inward movement for him. Good length as well. He's in there, of course, because of the dismissal of Nathan Astle. Quite an anticlimax, really, after such a big innings. And there's the one just missing his first delivery. So McCullum off the mark.
I was very surprised by this. I actually thought he just clipped it for one. Nathan Astle, you're back to go on and get that 99 times out of 100. Today was the one time. So New Zealand's premier batsman dismissed for what seemed like a certain 100.
Yes. One go.
It's interesting when McCullum came out, actually, there was quite an animated and long discussion between these two, and it certainly has altered the rhythm of this innings now, getting the wicket of Astle. Now that's a wide. That's the problem when you want to have that extra cover over there on the offside, an extra fielder, man comes across, you're determined to get the ball outside off stump. There was turn there. Yes, Styris exactly what, there's no one at all. That's why the bowler's chasing it. No one on the leg side in front of the man at 45 behind square.
And you'll see as soon as they hit the ball, both of these men very quick between the wickets, but they'll scamper off. They know you're the position that Styris is getting. Look how far across he is. Straight away, McCullum looking for that option of a two.
Little edge was there, little sound. Yes. Brendan McCullum has got a little villainous outside edge, just a thin one through to Ramden, who takes the catch nicely. So McCullum is gone.
Yeah, just looking to run the ball here. Lewis bowling, getting some turn. McCullum trying to open the face, push the ball down towards what was a protected backward point area. Good bowling, Lewis. And then McCullum departs for two. He'll be disappointed. New Zealand 240 for 4.
Well, Fulton is the new man for New Zealand. New Zealand just losing their momentum a little here with the fall of wickets. So Astle went, Fleming went, and now McCullum is gone. So just over 7 overs remaining for the New Zealand batsmen. A slip has come into play here now, so Chanderpaul is trying to get New Zealand further behind the 8 ball here. He drags it down. So Fulton off the mark. He's pushing for 2. No, just a single.
Just watch here, Brendan McCullum looking to try and... He was actually looking to try and get the ball on the leg side. There's a massive big gap on the leg side, the onside. So you'll see the footwork distinctly going across, looking to go there. Just taking the outside edge.
It's gone very high, but not far enough, I'm afraid. It is taken in the deep, so Gale does it again. They can't get to him, and New Zealand have lost Peter Fulton. Smith the catcher.
Fulton decided it was time to find the fence. The ball was there, it was a length delivery, but it bounced a little bit. Fulton getting it higher on the bat than he would have liked, and too much elevation. And a simple catch for the man to come off the fence and take. Smith, Fulton on his way for 7, New Zealand 255 for 5.
James Franklin, 255 for 5, so he's been promoted also ahead of Hamish Marshall on the basis that on his day, and in fact the last time here against Sri Lanka he had a couple of big overs at the end of the innings, so this is his backyard. Good luck to him. 255 for 5 New Zealand after being 224 for 1.
Franklin's showing some progress with the bat, especially later on, and then here's the wicket here, looking to hoik it away. The ball was there to hit, without a doubt. It just wasn't hit well. Too high in the bat as well. Smith got off the fence and took a simple catch. And New Zealand stalling. They'll be disappointed with the way things have gone as yet. They still have 4.1 overs remaining to them, and plenty of batting power for someone to get hold of it. And last one international here, Franklin closed it off very nicely, in fact. Starting to show signs of improved play, especially in terms of his ability to hit the ball in the final few overs.
.46 gone, and it's 2:57 for 5. The benchmark has been lifted once more, where 275 used to be a very good score and 300 was an added bonus. I think to win the World Cup, sides in a year's time are going to have to look to score 300 on a pretty regular basis, 6 and over. And that means when you get yourself into a situation to do it, you must do it. That's, I think, got to be the planning of most coaches and captains.
Well, the size of West Indian grounds are probably quite similar to this. They're not big grounds. This isn't a big ground either. And this wicket is very similar to a West Indian wicket. They tend to be rolled mud and good surfaces. They tend to slow up as the day goes on. So you need to find players capable of accelerating in these conditions. Also bowlers who can defend in these conditions.
Straight up, and this should be out. It's gone a mile up, you've got to say. But beautifully taken in the end. Cool hands, and is it Dwayne Smith again? I think it is. Or is it Roll Lewis? Roll Lewis. He had to wait forever underneath it.
No final over heroics here, or last innings heroics here from Franklin. That one going straight up, leading edge. Went a long way. Now this is actually a very good catch. It's a very clear blue sky, and that's not easy. Of course, there's a wind here at Wellington. That's made to look very simple. Franklin on his way for 259 for 6 now.
Bradshaw again. A little bit of indecision in the running. Hamish Marshall is quick. He's the new player for New Zealand.
Yeah, here's your scamperer. Here's your man that will take you to the West Indies in terms of running between the wickets. Hamish Marshall. Good average. Such an immediate impact on the international scene when he first came in. Hasn't been as fruitful in the last year or so, but showed signs of coming back into form against Sri Lanka. .260 for 6.
Keeper standing up for the stumps, and Bradshaw just angling it well down leg side, in fact, and James Franklin was looking to hit the ball up, but up and over the rope, not straight up, and it was more a top edge as well that Lewis was able to cling on to. So he's had a nice little impact into this game, Kyle Lewis. Just 3 overs to go, only 4 runs off that, and the wicket, 4 singles. That's sensational bowling. It was just swinging too much. But if you've got the ability to do this at the end of an innings, you're going to be very successful. It was just missing leg stump. I think that's a good decision on that basis, but it has completely and utterly done Marshall, whereas earlier in the day, he completely and utterly bamboozled Fleming with pace. That's missing leg stump, that's fair enough. If you get that on target, you're Yunus, you're Akram, and you're tough to hit.
Chance of a run out here, would have been out of it hit, and they'll give up a bonus run to boot. The run out was on. Edwards decided to go for it, and fair enough, his man just didn't get off the fence fast enough, backing up.
Well, that would have been a superb run out when you look at the balance and the poise you have to get to pick it up at his pace on follow through. Still, New Zealand can't hit the big numbers. Ones and twos, and Chanderpaul, if he keeps this to under 300, even to 290, he will be delighted at the way his side has fought back. That's quick too. Man, that is quick and full. 144. It's sore toe material, but you just can't hit that anywhere.
That's impressive bowling. That is very, very good bowling. Blows him off his feet. Ideal for this situation. Well, New Zealand 266. 12 overs remaining. They'll be disappointed what's happened in the last 6 or 7 overs, but they must be pleased with what happened in the first 6 or 7, and in fact the first 30 overs.
Styrus, has he got the gap? Yes, he has. Good placement. And Gale, on that occasion, allowing Styrus to get the bat under the ball.
Styrus wanted 6. He didn't get it. He didn't quite hit this as he would have liked, but he hit it well enough, and he placed it well enough for it to run away for 4. The length was all wrong from the bowler.
No ball. Now, he should never bowl a no ball, as he hasn't got a run up. It's the 7th ball, and I think Marshall's going to come. A good throw, and he's in trouble. He's gone. He's the length of the straight out. That was the problem. Dwayne Smith, he's a terrific outfielder. Look at this for a good flat throw on the money. Where's Hamish? There's Hamish.
That's a baseball style throw. That's an absolute rocket. Perfect. It was going to be a tough run even with a bad throw. It really was never on. Marshall's quick, but not that quick. 278 for 7.
Full and straight. Mighty quick. There's 2. Good running Vittori.
It was a good piece of fielding. Gathered in quickly. And a bullet throw. They had some chances. They had some chances if they could get good throws away in the 2020 match as well, and they couldn't. This time it's right on the money, and Marshall not even in the picture, even for a fast man like him.
Oh, that'll go for 4. And that is unlucky. It was a full toss. We'll say that. It was a low full toss swinging. Another bottom edge.
The reverse swing doing the trick for Styrus this time. It was headed towards middle and leg, and Styrus just getting an inside edge on it. Picked it up okay. Had a big swing at it. Got the result he wanted. Not where he wanted it though.
4 balls remaining, and 290 definitely on now. Can Styrus produce a little bit of last over magic here? 6 off 2 he's got already. Again! Wow! Fidel Edwards can't take a trick. The crowd are saying that that might have been 4. We don't think so. I think it was a very good piece of fielding. Bradshaw down in the deep. Another bottom edge past the leg stump.
How frustrating is that? That's got to be so frustrating. It's a good pickup down in the deep. The man did well to get around. Yeah, he might scratch his head. He's thinking, what's this happening to me? Why can't I hit the stumps? Are you trying to inside edge this on purpose, Styrus? Now is the foot on the rope? Is it on the rope there? It's touch and go. Did the rope move? Oh, it's hard to tell. Who does the benefit of the doubt go to? That's a better angle. No, I think that's okay.
That's fine. That's fine. No problem there at all. That's just 2. Oh, you're kidding me. This, they used to call it the French cut. It's not anymore. It's the Styrus cut.
Well, the West Indies must believe he's trying to do it on purpose because they've stationed the man very fine there. In normal circumstances, that ball would have been 4.
Scott Styrus is laughing about it. Fidel Edwards is anything but amused, and who could blame him? Styrus virus. It's a very acute one. Can he do it again? If he does it again, I'm going to have to start saying it's intentional. That's got to be close. Yeah, that's magnificent bowling. He really has deserved that, Fidel Edwards. Scott Styrus has got the better of him in terms of runs on the board. But Edwards, for that, it'll be a little sweeter.
Styrus are trying to get the ball fine on the leg side the conventional way this time. Look at the celebration of the bowler. He deserved it. He knows it. He's delivered. Picture perfect delivery. Styrus on 36. And it's 288 for 80.
So Daniel Vettori is stranded at the non-striker's end. He's unlikely to face a delivery in this innings. Going to be the runner for 6 balls. And out comes Shane Bond. He looks like he's lost a lot of weight to me. Chris Cairns reckoned he lost a couple of kilos. It looks like more to me. West Indies have done a good job. New Zealand will feel pretty chuffed. They've got through to around 290. That's a good score in one-day cricket. Strike rate 78. And the hero, shall we say the hero of the 2020 game? He did it all. He bowled with pace in the early overs. He's got the runs to tie. And then, of course, he hit the stumps twice in the bowl out. He had a good week. Fidel Edwards fired up. Is it full and straight or is it a bouncer? Full and straight. They'll run it by. Vittori's run out without facing a ball. What a finish for the West Indies. They must feel really pleased with the way they've come back again. Once at Eden Park in the 2020 and now, having had New Zealand 1 for 224, they have reduced them to 9 for 288. The last 10 overs, New Zealand scored 63 runs. The West Indies took 7 wickets and only conceded 2 fours. That is tremendous stuff from the visitors. It's given them a chance. There'll be mixed feelings. Vettori out for a duck. He had to run to try and pick up a crumb or 2 at the end, but New Zealand have done enough probably to warrant favouritism in the match, but they will feel, they'll feel that they could have done a good deal better. The damage done at the top, Howell 66, Astle 90 from 106, Fleming 55 from 48, was looking rosy there, and then Styrus came to the wicket and lost a lot of partners in the process as New Zealand stumbled through a wee bit to 9 for 288. Fidel Edwards 1 for 65. Read nothing into those figures. He bowled a good deal better than that. Bradshaw 1 for 53. Taylor was super subbed by Lewis, who looks a good prospect, 1 for 33. Smith 2 for 50, outstanding 2 in the field. And Chris Gale 2 for 42 with his slow but accurate off spin. So the target for the West Indies in this first one day at 289 at 5.78.